Hey, what's up guys? Rideshare guy here, and today I've got a video for you on can you drive for Uber in a rental car? Now, one of the downsides to being an Uber driver is actually that you're very dependent on your car and your smartphone, right? So it's not a big deal if your smartphone breaks. You can go buy a new one on Amazon or something like that, and it's cheap, or wait until your contract comes up. Lots of different options if your phone breaks. Kind of sucks, but you have options at least. Now, the problem with your car is that you can't go out and just buy a new car, right, at the drop of a hat if your car breaks, or if you're leasing a vehicle. You can't go out and lease another vehicle because it's sort of a hassle and kind of all the basically the situations associated with that, right? But if your car may break down from time to time. You may get into an accident. Something may happen where basically your car goes out of commission. And what I've found is that a lot of drivers that find themselves in this situation now, right? It's not going to happen to everyone. It's not super likely that your car might break down. But if you drive enough, you may get into an accident, your car might break down, and you kind of want to be prepared. And so I found that a lot of drivers, when they get into the situation and they lose their car, they ask me if they can use a rental car to drive for Uber. Because obviously, if you're driving for Uber, you need a car to do it, or if you're delivering, you need a car to do it. And a lot of drivers, when their car goes out of commission, they now have no way to make money. So that's sort of why this question comes up. And the short answer is no, you actually can't drive for Uber in a rental car, because Uber requires your name to be on the insurance card. So you wouldn't be able to add that vehicle, right? So if, let's say, you get into an accident and you go rent a vehicle from Hertz or something like that, you wouldn't be able to add that vehicle to your Uber profile. And that's why you wouldn't be able to drive. I mean, so I guess technically you can't do it. Do drivers still do it? I've heard of stories of drivers going out with rental cars, and even though they can't add it to their partner profile, they'll still go out and drive with, like, a red Mitsubishi when they have a black Toyota Camry on file. And obviously you sort of risk being deactivated, because the first passenger that says something to Uber is going to reach out to you and probably temporarily deactivate you and see what's going on. So that's a risk that basically if and when you're reported by a passenger. So, I think this most commonly comes up in accidents, right? Because when you get into an accident, Uber actually immediately deactivates you from the platform once the accident is reported by either you or the passenger. And they do that because obviously they feel that your car is most likely unfit. Now, if it's just something cosmetic, you'll still get temporarily deactivated. You can send them in a quick some pictures and things like that. But if you do get into an accident and your car is out of commission, obviously now that sucks, because not only do you not have a way to make money, but you also have to pay, if you're using Uber's insurance, $1,000 deductible. So for me, I've actually had pretty good success. One of my affiliate partners is Your Mechanic. You guys can check them out I'll leave a link in the show notes, but it's therideshareguy.com/yourmechanic, and the code RSG20 will get you $20 off. But I mean, this is a cool service, because if you do need any type of repairs or oil changes or anything like that, they actually come to your house. So I've had pretty good success using them. But let's say you find yourself in an accident and now your car needs repair and you have to pay $1,000 deductible. You have no way of making that $1,000, because you can no longer drive for Uber if you don't have money saved up. So that's sort of why this situation comes up. And I mean, to be honest, why it's a really tough situation for drivers who find themselves getting into accidents, or when their car goes out of commission, when you're fully dependent on your car for making money. So here are some other options. If you guys find yourself without a car or without a vehicle and you still need to make money, I mean, obviously, if you have a wife or a family member or someone like that that's directly related to you, you can get on the insurance card. So, for example, like my wife is on my insurance card for my car and vice versa. So I actually added her car to my Uber profile as sort of a backup, just in case, right? If something happened to my car and I needed to get it repaired or accident or whatever, and I still needed to make money, now I can go and use my wife's car to drive for Uber. So it's sort of always good to have that backup plan just in case. And sometimes people will ask me if they can get a friend to share a car with, but that won't work most of the time, because, your insurance won't allow you to just put random people, right? In order to do that, you need commercial insurance. Sometimes, though, insurance companies will allow you to put your roommate on the car. So even though it's not, or on your insurance card, so even though it might not be your family member, you may be able to do your roommate. You need to check with your insurance. And really what it boils down to is Uber just wants to see your name on the insurance card in order for you to be able to drive that car, right? That car doesn't have to be in your name. The registration doesn't have to be in your name, but your name does have to be on the insurance card. So, I have heard from some drivers who've gotten into this situation and gone and driven for delivery services, actually, because let's say you get into an accident, your car is out of commission, and you have a friend's car that you can use. You won't be able to do Uber with that, but you can go and use delivery, or, they think that you can go and do delivery because obviously a delivery, you go to the restaurant and you pick up the food and then drop it off at their house, and they never even see your vehicle and barely even talk to you. So it sort of makes sense, but you do need to watch out, because I actually reached out to DoorDash and Postmates and asked about this. Postmates told me that you're not allowed to do this because you wouldn't be covered by their insurance during that time. And DoorDash actually said that you could do it, but I'm not sure exactly how the insurance would work in that situation. So that might be something to look into, but it's definitely an option. I mean, I understand if you get into an accident and you need to pay that deductible, or you really need to make money, you got to figure out ways to kind of hustle and make that money. So, I mean, if it's kind of the choice between paying rent and driving delivery service with a rental car, I think most people are probably going to do the latter. Just make sure that you're aware of the risk. So, there are a couple exceptions actually to being able to drive with a rental car, and you'll never be able to just go out and rent a random rental car, but Uber does have a partnership with Enterprise Rental, and I'll leave a link to that in the show notes. But you actually have to go through that partnership, and it's in certain cities, so that's something to check out. And then there are a couple cool startups in limited cities. A couple that come to mind are Evercar and HireCar, and they basically allow you to rent on-demand vehicles that are eligible for rideshare services like Uber and Lyft. So we've got a bunch of those types of options in our new vehicle marketplace, so I'll leave a link below, and you guys can check that out if you're interested in learning more. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care.